your next comic to come up. You're not going to believe this. He's my favorite of all the comics tonight. He's just so good. Please welcome to the stage the very funny Johnny Fazzingo!
Hey, how's it going? By the way, I might have Me Too'd her before by accident. Looking at the crowd over here. People back there, what are these, the unvaccinated? Is that what it is? I understand. You know, it's a big crowd for me. I'm a little nervous in front of crowds. I have anxiety, you know what I mean? Which is kind of odd because when I was scaling the Capitol on January 6th, I was pretty fucking cocky. You know? Yeah, at least that's what CNN said. You know, this guy just before me, Harry, give him a hand, right? He's in recovery. So am I. Keep coming back. And when I say I'm in recovery, I'm recovering over the 8 ball I had last night. No, a true story. I went to my family. Sorry to bring you guys down. I went to my family and I was like, I have a drug problem. And they were like, Johnny, we love you. We care about you. We'll take you to rehab. I'm like, rehab? I need $20. That's my drug problem. Right? You need money to get high. You know, and then I'm like, Dad, I don't even know what you're talking about. I only get high on the weekends. He's like, yeah, because that's when you get paid, stupid. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Then I was in a halfway house, you know? I was in a halfway house and I met this kid. I was like, after a week, I was like, hey, you want to get an apartment? So we went and got an apartment. We did good for like a week. And then we got high to celebrate that we did good for a week. And we both worked. We spent all our money. We wanted more. We didn't know what to do. So we're sitting on the futon. And we're watching TV. And he looks over to me and he goes, you want to sell the TV? And I'm like, there's really nothing on anyway. You know? Yeah. And then we went, we got high, we came back, we were feeling good, we're sitting on, and then he's like, hey, do you think Biggie would want a futon? And I'm like, right that side. Like, we became movers. Like, we would get high and became movers, like 2 crackheads and a hand truck. Yo, if you were ever down on Sis Trunk and you saw somebody with a refrigerator and a fucking belt around, that was me. You know? And, it was pretty bad because I sold everything. You know, that's how I was. I didn't rob anybody. I didn't sell my ass, even though I know they like them thick. You know what I mean? But I sold everything, you know? It's like, it was like, even if I went out and like, went and bought something and I'm like, oh, I love this watch, but do you think Biggie would like it? You know? Yeah, it was to the point where I had to like go over to my dealer's house just to feel at home, you know? I became like an interior decorator for the dealers in the neighborhood. I was like, show up at their house, I'd be like, you know what, Biggie, you know what you need? You need a slightly damaged credenza right there, right next to the TV. You can put your scale on it. You know? It's fucking sad. And you know, yeah. Where was I? So then you know, I used to get mad, and one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking rob a drug dealer. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rob a drug dealer. I'm tired of losing all my money, so I go into my room, I get my gun, you know? Sorry, it's my daughter, everyone. She's never good at this. You know, so I went and I got my gun, I fucking put the clip in, I walk out the door, I get in the car, I put the gun on the passenger seat, I drive to my dealer's house, I pull up in front of his house, he comes walking towards the car, I roll down the window, I fucking raise the gun, I put up a, hey, you wanna buy a gun? He's like, okay. Yeah, yeah. You know, and then, you know, I was always like that type. Like, I would go out with my friends and stuff. You know, it started out, it was kind of like, some people could drink and get high. I couldn't, you know? We would go out, have a couple of drinks, break out the baggie, you know, do a little line. But come around 10 o'clock, they all start like, oh, I gotta go. They look at their watch like, I gotta go, I gotta work tomorrow. You know, my other friend's like, yeah, me too, I gotta take Sarah to the doctor. Me, I end up in the bushes smoking crack with a transvestite. Asking her if she wants to get an appointment. She's like, oh, dude, I gotta go. I gotta get to the library in the morning. You know? Drag queen thing with the books, I don't know. So, what else is going on? You know, and then like my get high partner was my sister. She was my get high. Then she went and got clean, and then her new addiction was fucking trying to pin me out when I got high. And the weird thing was, whenever I got high, for some reason I sounded like somebody from the 20s. You know, like a racist from the 20s. And you know, she's like, hey, what are you doing over there? I'm like, nothing. She's like, are you high? I'm like, no, I'm not. You know? Meanwhile, like 30 minutes earlier, I was in the fucking bathroom going, toot, 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 Siggy, goodbye. Toot, toot, Siggy, don't cry. You know? She's like, you know what? I'm telling mommy. And I'm like, oh, go tell mommy. No, I'm a little drunk. No, anyway, so, yeah, so that's kind of crazy. But you know, my family, I put them through hell, but they loved me. They knew I was a good person. You know, I wasn't a bad guy trying to get good. I was a good guy trying to get well. And I remember this time, my nephew's birthday. He loved Barney. Everybody remember Barney? Barney the Dinosaur, anybody? Yeah. So he wanted Barney at his birthday party. They were having it in the McDonald's. You know, so they were going to hire somebody. And they were like, why are we going to hire somebody? We got Johnny over here. He could dress as Barney. I was like, whatever. So I'm Barney. I show up Saturday, fucking high. I'm in the bathroom, dressed as Barney, getting high. I go outside. I'm like, hey, boys and girls. You know, are you ready to have a good time? You know, meanwhile, like, I took my arms out of Barney's arms, and they were just flailing, and I had my arms up in my head, and I'm like, I love you, you love me. And then out of nowhere, I get fucking punched in the side. I'm like, what the fuck? Then I get kicked, and I look out my left eye, and there's a bunch of kids hitting me. You know, then I look at my right eye, and it's my brother-in-law egging him on, laughing, you know? But because I had all this guilt, every time I got hit, all I could do was like, I love you. Oh, I deserve that. You love me. Oh, that was a nice shot. You're a perfect man. Hey, you want to get an apartment? Anyway, I'm sweating. That's my biggie.
We just sold out all the floors.
Johnny Fazzingo, everyone! At a kid's party, that guy's probably more fun than a bathtub full of hooch, I tell ya.